Welcome to part 2 of The Game Has to Be In You, Not On You. We're talking about how to attract women. Because many of you guys, you go out there into the world, like the fellow I was talking about in the last episode. Nice looking fella. He goes out there into the world and he said, I don't notice the women that I want choosing me. So he has to run up in their faces. That tells him what level of his masculine energy is at. You see, he's running up on the smoking, what he thinks are smoking hot women, his style of women, and getting a lot of flakes, getting a lot of bad situations going on. Okay, he's living in a lot of fear. Like one girl, he thought he was worried that she might be a man because she was kind of muscular and that kind of stuff. You know, he's living in fear. Real men don't live their lives in fear. When you got the game in you, you handle fear. You deal with it. You've dealt with your bullshit. That's why you roll in your game. Okay? People who live in fear, you attract fear things to you. You attract negative things to you. So this one young fella is out there, you know, he's been trying to mix and match with the game. He hasn't put the game in him. I believe a lot of people think that it's something that a technique that you just try out. And that's not the truth of the game. That's why the pickup artist industry will eventually fall down and fail completely. Because they're not teaching men to become. And your goal is to become. You have to become. It has to be in you. Because women can tell when it's not in you. I've read so many times when I was on that site called So Suave, and other sites like Fast Seduction, where guys have put on the mask, put on the clown suit, went out there and tap danced, and got what they thought was a decent girl. They always blast out that she's really, really hot, and they show their photo, and she's just a normal girl. But anyway, and I have no problem with normal girls, okay? It's just kind of interesting. I've noticed that pattern. Also, I noticed this other guru talking about that recently. Like he was talking about, he was bagging on style and his women and stuff like that. But anyway, they always blast out within 6 months how they reverted back to their old AFC self, as they call it, the average frustrated chump. God, I hate the lingo they use in this community. It's so fucking nerdy and fucked up. But anyway, within 6 months, they're back on the forums whining because the woman walked off and left them. Many of them have got cheated on before they left, and they're bitched out now. Okay? That's what happens when you don't put the game in you. These women that they're running up on, they can tell. Eventually, you might be able to fool them for a little while if you don't change yourself, but if not, you eventually revert back to yourself. I've even seen one idiot, one fucking idiot. I can't describe my disgust at these kind of people, like the TFLers. Say he's tired of the game. He's tired of having to do this, having to pretend that. How many of you guys are like that, where you're pretending shit? Trying to adopt some techniques and use some magic potions. Then you wonder why you fall on your fucking face, assed out, like a stupid idiot. Because you didn't become. That's it right there. You didn't put it in you. So your goal is to change who you are. As you've heard me read on this channel, a lot of guys who have changed themselves, they talk about how they changed and how suddenly women are showing up in their lives. They didn't talk about they tried this technique. I don't recall one post or email that someone sent me where they tried this technique or that technique and it was able to achieve the success that people who have changed themselves have achieved. I think there was one post where one fellow said, I tried something that I talked about, but he was like one of few or one of many. Excuse me. of all the people that write to me and tell me how they've changed. He was like 1. So those of you guys who are still struggling, it is because you have not changed who you are. Who you are doesn't work. Many of you guys are creepy. Many of you guys are fucking weird. You got some fucking fetish shit going on, some weird shit going on. Like you gotta line everything up on a desk or some weird psychology bullshit, psycho bullshit. It's like the one fellow I was talking about earlier. I was in a discussion with him in my shout box. And I realized, no offense to him, but I realized, damn, this brother is one of those people that just doesn't see it, doesn't get it. He must have something strange about about himself. And that's why he's struggling, because he's a good-looking guy. He shouldn't have any trouble. But something up here, something loose, that's not screwed tight. I made that determination after, it came out that he was still hoe chasing on my site. And then I realized this brother has been exposed to the truth of the game, and he's still trying to mix and match and do techniques. And he's black too, which is really kind of interesting. And I know a lot of brothers out there, that's what they do. They just, run up on females. And that's what I believe he's stuck on. But after you've been exposed to a higher level of game, I would think that you would gravitate to that level instead of stay at the bottom, bottom feeder level. So I realized that a lot of us here on the internet, we got some screws loose in our head that's blocking your true power as a man. And that's why you end up online. That's why you end up listening to me. Well, I'm here to help straighten you guys out, help tighten those bolts in your head and those screws in your head. Get you back to where you need to be, in the center of your own power as a man. In the African American community, we use different words for it, like swagger. Caucasians, they use aura, charisma. Girls say there's just something about him. You guys recall that? You ever hear that? Women? Oh, there's just something about him. That's what I'm talking about. That something about him that you got to put in you if you want to get to the top of this game. Those of you who are blessed to be born with it, it's like a super awareness that you have. You can tell when you're not in the center of your power. I've been kind of off center like this for about 5 years now. And now from here, I'm right about here, coming back to here. So it's like, as I'm trying to relate to you fellas, it's like an energy that you have inside of you. It's like an ability to generate that energy. It's like a focus that you have. With it, you can see through people. You can see behind their words. You can see behind their actions. You become super aware, which is very valuable, especially if you're in the game and there's a girl that's got objections. You got to be able to read her and see beyond and behind. That's where many of you guys fail and fall on your face, because you haven't put the game in you. That super awareness, that super energy, that super focus, that super power that allows you to conquer yourself and attract to you and see things clearly, and gives you the power or the balls to go for what you want. Case in point, in my own life. I didn't want to work at Pacific Bell. I wanted to own my own business. What did I do? I started my personal training studio. I just put together a video that's for my Atomic my Atomic Online Dating Video Profiles product. I don't recall what the name of it is, but basically my video dating profiles. And I was, categorizing my life and stuff like that. And it's amazing when you start looking at the things that you've accomplished. That's the game. The game drives you to accomplish things. So those of you guys who are just sitting at home doing nothing with your lives, you lack game. It's not in you. When it's in you, it makes you want to get up and do things. As I said, it's the power of life. That's the real source of it. Now, if you look at the rest of the people around you, they're living half lives, quarter lives, fractional lives. That's how much juice they have in them. If you look at people that are devoid of passion, devoid of energy out there, when you have the game, you have more of that. You guys have heard me, if you're on my show or on my site, say many times before that you become like a light in the darkness around you. And I've stressed that you guys become like that light in the darkness around you to guide other people. As you see me doing with this very show right here. I don't have to do this show, but it's in me. This is one expression of it. So you become like the light in the darkness because you vibrate at a higher level. When that energy is in you, you vibrate at a higher level. Does that make sense? Those of you guys who have a lot of issues, a lot of fucking petty problems, you vibrate at a lower level. Women can feel that. They're in tune to your vibrational level. If you got sisters, ask them about it. That's why you hear women say, oh, there's just something about him I just didn't like. He didn't feel right. When it's in you, you smell a different way also. Because it changes your vibrational level. It changes your energy. So you then have pheromones that come out of you. Those pheromones attract women to you because they can smell you. That's why they want to wear your clothes. Because of your scent. Women have senses that we can't even begin to fathom. Those of you guys who are pickup artist nerds, you have no idea what you're dealing with in the area of women. You think it's all about spitting your script and doing it well enough to where they'll go to bed with you one time, then wake up in the morning and wonder who the fuck you are? That's not a player. That's not the game. That's an abomination to the game. So those of you guys who are pickup artists, I view you as abominations. People who are trying to buck the system and failing badly at it. Because the game has to be in you, not on you. It's got to be a part of you. You got to change who you are. You have to develop your balls. You got to become a man. I've got so many other phrases I can use to describe what I'm talking about. Years ago, I heard the pimps stress it, it's got to be in you, not on you. And that is so true. That is so true, my friends. When it's not in you, you have bad shit happen to you. You struggle with life, you struggle with your game. Nothing but struggle, struggle, struggle. And you attract more of it because you're vibrating at a lower level. As the law of attraction says, like attracts like. If you're at a lower vibrational level, you vibrate lower, you get lower level shit. The fella I was talking about, the tall, good-looking fella, he's at a lower level, so he's attracting lower level women. He's not ready for those higher level women. That's why they're flaking on him. That's why they're not feeling him. That's why he will struggle in his game until he learns that lesson. That's why you will struggle in your life and your game until you learn that lesson. You've got to change inside. That's where the vibrational level is. It happens inside of you. It's not something that you wear like a mask. It's not a technique. It's a core change in who you are as a man. That's what it takes to raise that level up. And when you raise up, women feel it and they become attracted to you. Peace, fellas. I hope you guys understand what I'm talking about.